Are you ready to double your real estate sales and grow your business like never before? Then you're in the right place. Welcome to Real Estate Matters, hosted by Matt Curtis, leader of the #1 real estate team in Alabama for the last 6 years. With over 8,000 homes sold and more than 4,000 five-star reviews, Matt's proven strategies speak for themselves. Ready to double your sales with expert strategies? Let's dive in. This is Real Estate Matters. Let's get started.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Matters podcast. I'm your host, Clark Dunn, here with Matt Curtis and Matt Curtis Real Estate.
Let's jump into it because this topic is really, really important because most agents think they have a lead problem, but the biggest challenge is they actually have a lead system problem. From generation to conversion, the whole lead mechanism and system that they have just is broken.
And to kind of get us started talking a little bit about this problem, give us sort of an overview of the system itself.
Yeah, well, as you first think, I've got a lead problem. You think, oh, I just don't have enough leads, and so for a lot of agents, that is a true statement. They've identified that they don't have enough people to talk to and convert. 70% of agents sold 0 homes last year because they had nobody to talk to. But it doesn't just stop there, and so obviously, with our team, we solved that challenge. We have a database of over 130,000 leads, get about 1,000 new leads come in each and every month. So our agents don't have a lead challenge, but then you look at it like, so why are some agents selling 1 home a month? Why are some agents selling 3 or 5 or 10 homes a month? And there's other things to it than just the leads itself.
Yeah, and so kind of in that next step for that agent, talk a little bit about what to do with these leads and kind of the scripting process that you work with your team on to encourage and to have success rate with these leads.
Yeah. So a lot of these agents had that false mentality of my problem, my challenge is I don't have enough leads. And then they come on our team and they get leads and they're still not converting. And it's not because of the leads, it's because they also didn't know what to say. And so what we do is we train our agents like, hey, we're going to give you great leads, but we're also going to train you on what to say when you have that lead. And because every different lead has different scripting, there's different closes, there's so much that you have to learn. And a lot of agents, they come into the business, they have no sales experience, which is great. Like we can build you from the ground up, teach everything. You don't have bad habits. That's actually a great scenario. But you also have to have the mindset and realize going into it is I'm starting from the ground. It's not just give me a lead, I'm going to be successful. I've also got to become better myself at sales to be successful.
Yeah, and every situation is a little different. I think, too, once you kind of finish that conversation with your agents, how do you kind of lead them into the system of saying, hey, here's how you follow up and here's how you stay connected with that potential lead?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we've covered now, we've got lead generation, we've got what to say, but that's not it either. Because there's like some of the like best salespeople are great at what to say and when they're in front of people, but then they're terrible at follow up. And this is why a lot of the most successful agents in our business actually aren't great salespeople. They're actually better at following up than they are with the scripting side of things, which is infinitely more important. Because how often do people buy? They buy, every 10, 12 years, whatever. And so really the money, the fortune is in the follow-up. You build that relationship by consistency and following up. So the scripting side of it is extremely important. But if I were to choose between the two, the follow-up is even more important.
Yeah, and we've talked about it in previous episodes, but there's a lot of support that you give with other team members for your real estate agents and just the infrastructure itself. Talk a little bit about that support that allows these agents to be sustainable, where they aren't seeing that, hey, I sold 5 homes this month, but I sold 0 homes the next.
Mm-hmm. Well, we realized early on that, a lot of agents, they're busy. They're good at sales, they're busy, and so things fall through the cracks. And so one of our biggest jobs for an agent coming onto our team is how do we help you not have things fall through the cracks? And so some of it's training, some of it's working with your calendar, training you how to use our CRM system and all those different things. But then it also has another layer of some technology like, all right, let's come in there and look, identify, hey, I think this lead hasn't been followed up with. Kind of bring it back to your radar. And also having, accountability with sales managers and onboarding team members that will help look at your database and give you real-time feedback as well. We started doing that a couple of years ago and instantaneously, like we didn't change anything else. We didn't bring on more leads or more teammates or anything else. We grew over 30%. Economy was flat, sales were flat, everything was flat. The one thing that we changed was going through our leads and helping our agents, and it produced a 30% jump.
Wow. I mean, I think that accountability is such a huge thing. It's kind of like an underlying thread in many of our conversations. But there's a lot of reputation that goes into the team that you have and the company you've built. Talk a little bit about that and how that plays a part into leads for your agents.
Yeah. So we talked about getting the lead. We talked about what to say. We talk about, the accountability systems. The next thing that's really important is the reputation. Because a lead that comes into our team versus the same lead coming into another company, because these same leads oftentimes come into multiple companies, our agent's going to, same skill set, everything being the same, our agent's going to convert at a higher level. Why is that? Well, because we're in the review economy. Clients are going to go out and they're going to check reviews. And when they see over 4,000 5-star reviews, they're going to be more likely to go and trust the agent that they're working with. When they see billboards up all over town, that's then going to help remind them of, hey, I need to call, Susie back from the Matt Curtis real estate team. We don't have a Susie, but this is just an example. When they see the billboard counting up, there's over 8,500 sales, over 8,600 sales, maybe 9,000 by the time this one comes out, that's going to help convert as well. And that's like the unfair advantage that we give to our agents that nobody else can give them.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's such an interesting thing. And I think to kind of wrap up the conversation, many agents might be listening and saying that they just need more leads. And we've kind of broken down the different areas of the system itself and maybe where there could be some holes in the system.
Mm-hmm.
I think as we kind of wrap that up, as you've seen with your experience in 20 plus years of doing this and being in real estate and kind of building the system in this company, where do you see these holes the most, and how can what is the next right thing that these agents can do that are listening that says, hey, I think I have a hole in this too. How do I fix that?
Yeah. Well, it's really simple. We can solve that problem for you. We can solve that challenge for you. Most agents, they're probably tuning into this. They think, hey, I've got a lead problem. And they probably do. They probably need more leads, but they also need to learn how to talk on the phone. Part of that is also I need to change my mindset around, hey, I'm in sales now. The next thing is they've got to learn how to be accountable and have those accountability systems to make sure that the leads don't fall through the cracks and they become clients. And then at the end of the day, is your reputation, is, the infrastructure built there, but reputation, is that going to also help match the conversion that you're looking for? And that's the challenge that we solved. It's taken us 20 years. A lot of people spend 20 years and never get there. We're very blessed that the Lord has blessed us in this way and that we have a system that works. And I'm so thankful that our agents are able to succeed every day from it.
Yeah, and well, I appreciate you being here. We'll have everything in the episode notes. People can connect and learn more about the Matt Curtis Real Estate team.
Awesome.
That's a wrap for this episode of Real Estate Matters, helping you double your sales and build a thriving business. But real success is about impact. That's why Matt's team has built over 140 homes for families in Central America, changing lives beyond real estate. Loved what you heard? Subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with a fellow agent. For more expert insights, visit mattcurtisrealestate.com or find us on social media at Matt Curtis Real Estate. See you next time on Real Estate Matters.